Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders, the great millstone that rule well through the scriptures. Peace to the 144,000 and the rest of the hopeful elect. I am the brother Chaya from GMS Indianapolis, the branch of Indiana, the original Gary campus, GMS in Will Not Terry 2. And this is my spiritual 2 cents on Elazar Bon Lawyer, the guerrilla Hebrew, formerly of the Hebrew Israelites. All right, so without further ado.
So one, introduce yourself, man, and what do you have to offer to No Jumper?
Well, I'm guerrilla Hebrew. I'm on a mission from God and from Gumby.
From God and from Gumby. Nigga. The Lord said what? I can't let that slide. Is it the Deuteronomy 32:39? Wait a minute. Okay. This is Deuteronomy 32:39. It says, "See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me." Nigga, what do you mean from God and from Gumby? Nigga, what? I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So these niggas don't got no respect. All right? In other words, they have no fear of the Lord. To say some goofy ass shit like that. All right? They don't got no fear of the Lord, man. Let me see. It's a scripture that speaks about. Let me see. Psalm 36:1. A psalm of David, the servant of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. The transgression of the wicked saith within my heart, that there is no fear of the Most High before His eyes. There's no fear of the Most High, no fear of the Lord, man. All right. Romans 3:18. There is no fear of the Most High before their eyes. Anyway.
To essentially get the Hoovers in the dough. You know what I mean? Basically,
God and Gumby.
God and Gumby. Man, you know what I mean?
This is what I wanted to ask you. So
And he's a Hoover too.
yeah, so you
See, it's all fun and games until your world is turned upside down. All right?
dropped. You're no longer rocking with the Israelite thing, and now you're back to A. Trey Hoover.
I never stopped being a Hoover. I never denounced the set. I just stopped dealing with the Israelite community. My beliefs haven't changed, but you know, it's become toxic. There's a ceiling, you know.
There's a ceiling. Nigga, what do that mean? There's a ceiling. But that shows you the worldly affections that this guy has. And they're only manifesting more and more and more. This isn't escaped. Like who this guy really is doesn't escape the men of the Lord, starting with the apostles and the elders on down, the bishops and leaders of other camps and other men or whatever. They always peg this guy for the demon that he is, pun intended.
When I'm cool off that, man. It's full of hypocrites, so I'm good.
Yeah. Nigga, you one of them.
But you're like more actively like returning to your origins and.
Well, we're doing good things over there. You know what I'm saying? We're doing good things on Hoover Street right now, and we got a lot of stuff in the works. You know.
Wait a minute, fucking Hoover. Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. Let me see. Right, 2 Corinthians 4:1. Therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of the Most High deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of the Most High. Right? So you got to be an honest guy, man. All right? Yeah, we all got our internal flaws or whatever, and we work on them. But shouldn't nobody be able to look at you and you supposedly have the knowledge of the Most High, and you a goddamn crip. You talking about getting the hoovers in the door. You doing all of these things that's associated with the world. All right? Associated with carnality. Like it says in Romans. It says to be carnal minded. See? Romans 8:5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. Let me see something. I wonder what they got for that word mind. Right? Romans 8:5. Phroneo.
Strong's G 5426. Phroneo. Phroneo.
To have understanding, be wise, to feel, to think, to have an opinion of oneself. And this dude is heady and high-minded. Think of oneself to be modest, not let one's opinion, though just of himself, exceed the bounds of modesty. Well, that ain't him. All right, to be of the same mind, agreed. To direct one's mind to a thing, to seek, to strive for. This nigga is striving for the world. To seek one's interest or advantage. The Hebrew Israelite thing, it got a ceiling on it. Nigga, where are you trying to go? To exercise the mind, entertain, or have a sentiment or opinion. To interest oneself in, to set the affection on. So, the nigga worldly, bro. You just heard it out of his own mouth. But they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. And that nigga ain't experiencing peace right now. That nigga going through mental torment. Trust me. That nigga is going through a whole lot of fucking mental cartwheels right now. That little goofy ass look, that look you see on his face, it's a look of no light. All right. This guy is a shell. This guy is a dead body. This is you looking at this is a dead body right here.
Wait, here. Okay, look, give me your most controversial opinion about a no jumper guest or host or former so a 4 extra or anybody. Feel me?
He's just gonna throw. He's just gonna throw 4 extra in there. He's just gonna throw 4 extra in there. Look at him. I'm not gonna take the bait. I'm not gonna take the bait.
No, take the bait for sure. Take the bait. That bait's
Hey, listen. This is my most controversial take.
Yeah.
Love should be able to say nigga with impunity.
Oh, wait, he does. Oh, shit. You airing his laundry out.
Hey, I'll be real, man.
I know. Yeah, that's
listen,
dirty laundry.
Man, listen.
Is that dirty?
That's laundry clean.
When he gets upset, listen. When he gets upset, that man, nigga, what the fuck, man, up, bitch ass nigga. Trust me, when Lush get upset,
Hey, that's how you know it's
Lush
not.
says
That's how you know.
Hey, and look, man. See, you got, when you in the world and then you leave this truth, and then you go back to the world, you really don't have a place. All right, you really just you're just out there in limbo. Because what you left, they don't, how could they respect you? Now, yeah, nigga, you talk that shit. Because the world, they just waiting for you to come back. I remember, when I first came to the truth, and then, you kind of, you be in the same neighborhood, whatever you found it at, or maybe you leave and come back. It was a period of time where maybe I was in the truth for a couple years, and I had came back to my neighborhood for whatever reason. And this guy, we talking, an older guy I knew, we talking, we have a conversation, and, he's smoking a cigarette or whatever. And he offered me one. And I turned it down. And I said, I'm smoking. And he said, he's like, yeah, I remember, I'm just checking. And I'm like, okay. But I'm like, nigga, what? So they just waiting for you to fall. All right? So you're not going to be respected. Come on, man. You just out there now. You ain't in the truth. You're trying to go back to the world. The world don't respect you. You so-called made up this name and this image for yourself. All right. You associated with homoerotic passions. The Lord just, man, let me grab this real quick. Man. Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Because when you in the Lord's hands, it ain't no telling. We all in his hands, okay? But we move, live, and walk in a certain way in the hopes that he gonna lead us in the path of the just. The same way the Lord said, what? Then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and the brightness of his coming. Hell, that applied to the Israelites too. Your ass get exposed. All right? You get cast down in the midst of the congregation. Like it says in Sirach 1:29, be not an hypocrite in the sight of men, which you are, and take good heed what thou speakest, which you have not done. Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall, which has happened unto you, and bring dishonor upon thy soul. Yeah, those homoerotic passions, that's very dishonorable. And so the Most High discover thy secrets and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not in truth to the fear of the Lord, right? Desire the sincere milk that thou mayest grow thereby. All right. But thy heart is full of deceit, ulterior motives. It got a ceiling on it. Nigga. You want fame. Anyway, when all this came out about the said individual, we saw these videos or whatever regarding No Jumper. First thing that came to my head was clouds without water. All right. And I looked up clouds without water. There's a scripture, right? We'll get it. But I looked it up. This is in Grok. What is a cloud without water? A cloud without water is a biblical metaphor, often found in Jude 1:12, describing something or someone that appears promising but lacks substance or fails to deliver. It refers to clouds that look like they might bring rain, but are empty, offering no nourishment or benefit. Symbolically, it can represent false teachers, empty promises, or deceptive appearances, things that seem valuable, but are ultimately barren or unfruitful. And that's that guy to a T. So, without further ado, I want to get the one in Jude first. Jude 1:11. 10. But these speak evil of those things which they know not. But what they know naturally as brute beasts, in those things they corrupt themselves. All right. Carnally, to be carnally minded is enmity with the Most High. Enmity means opposition. All right. So you're an opponent of the Most High when you're carnally minded, when you're fleshly minded, like this guy. So essentially, this guy is an antichrist. See? This guy is an antichrist, man. Let me get that. Anti mean against or opposition. Christ, anointed. So he's against the anointed. All right? All right? There's 4 scriptures with the word antichrist in it. All right? 1 John 2:18, little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard that antichrist shall come, even now are there many antichrists. There's many, all right, things in opposition against the anointed. All right? Whereby we know that it is the last time. We're in the last days. That's how we know. Okay? Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain and ran greedily after the error of Balaam for reward, and perished in the gainsaying of Korah. Cain hated his brother. And if you telling your brother lies and you ain't preaching him the truth, that's hate. All right. Balaam, the Lord opened his eyes and eventually he still went against, all right, the children of Israel. All right. Like many Israelites, all right, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, the Lord open your eyes and then you shut them, you close them back. All right. For reward. After the era of Balaam, for reward. All right. Whether that be money, fame, what is it? Fame and fortune. Right. And perished in the gainsaying of Korah. What did Korah want? Status. Right? Korah, Abiram, and Dathan. And maybe he one of them guys. Who knows? On position. These are spots in your feast of charity when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. Clouds they are without water, carried about of winds. All right, over here, over there. Unstable. Trees whose fruit withereth, without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots. Now you twice dead because you was dead in the world. Then the truth made you alive. Then you left the truth. Now you doubly dead. Plucked up by the roots. Raging waves of the sea, unstable. Foaming out their own shame. Wandering stars, to whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. What was the other one? It was Peter. Clouds is in the scriptures 49 times. 2 Peter 2, start up some. Damn. 2 Peter 2 and 12. But these as natural brute beasts, carnally again, all you do is eat, sleep, shit, and fuck. A brute beast. Made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness as they that count it pleasure to riot in the daytime. Let's see. Let's look up riot in daytime. Truth, softness, effeminate, luxurious living. All right. It says root word from thrupto, to break up or figuratively enfeeble, especially the mind and body by indulgence. So you weaken yourself through pleasure, all right? And you harden yourself through restraint, stoicism, all right? Being a stoic, you had the Stoics, right, who was about discipline and restraint. Then you had the Epicureans, who was about pleasure, all right? Strongs, especially the mind and body by indulgence, effeminacy, luxury, or debauchery. Yeah. He done went into debauchery with that homoerotic, and I'm gonna keep saying that homoerotic, act. And we all seen it, and we seen you cry. And talking about you went to therapy. That's what the Edomites say. Therapy? I went to therapy. You went to Edomite therapy. And what did they say? What did they say? Because in Esau's world, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's not wicked. So, nigga, you ain't saying nothing by telling us you went to therapy, nigga. The fuck? Therapy, that's an Edomite practice. And Edomites don't think there's anything wrong with that. So what did they tell you? Daytime. All right. Hey, Mera. I want to hear that one.
Strong's G 2250. Hemera. Hemera.
Metaphorically, the day is regarded as the time for abstaining from indulgence, vice, crime, because acts of the sort are perpetrated at night and in darkness. See, and the day represents what? Light too. So here it is. We got all this light. We got all this knowledge. We got all this information, and instead of honing it and embracing it, you're rioting. All right. Let's see what the strong say. The time between dawn and dark, or the whole 24 hours. Figuratively, a period, always defined more or less, clear by the context, age, always, forever, judgment, day. Okay, that's cool on that. 2 Peter 2. All right. 13 in the middle. Spots they are, and blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceivings while they feast with you. And he did that when he was the head of Sakari. Having eyes full of adultery, and that cannot cease from sin, beguiling unstable souls. Yeah, and that be the bulk of these guys' members. All right. Here it is, you might have got that initial spark about being an Israelite, and then you come across a guy like this, and then they call you king. Hey, king, hey, king, hey. And then, depending on whatever background you was raised in, you ain't never heard another man refer to you like that. The whole time it's trickery, but you don't know. You unstable. All right. And heart, they have exercised with covetous practices, cursed children, which have forsaken the right way and are gone astray, following the way of Balaam, the son of Bozar, which we just read that. All right. Who loved the wages of unrighteousness. He said the Hebrew Israelite thing had a ceiling on it. So you was making what? 30,000 a month, something like that. So you need more. He said something like that. It said, but was rebuked for his iniquity. The dumb ass speaking with man's voice forbade the madness of the prophet. All right. It's talking about Balaam. These are wells without water, clouds that are carried with a tempest. This is unstable. to whom the mist of darkness is reserved forever. For when they speak great swelling words of vanity, they allure through the lust of the flesh, through much wantonness, undisciplined, those that were clean escaped from them who live in error. All right, so let me read that verse in NLT. They brag about themselves with empty, foolish boasting, with an appeal to twisted sexual desires. They lure back into sin those who have barely escaped from a lifestyle of deception. See, the newbies that join them guys. The guys that the Lord have not sent. While they promise them liberty, they themselves are the servants of corruption. See? For of whom a man is overcome, of the same is he brought in bondage. Right. If you either a servant of sin or a servant of righteousness, man. These slaves of sin. All right. So anyway, with that, Lord's will, this was an edifying lesson to the hopeful elect. All praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah HaKodash.